Now, this next part is going to seem maybe a little bit strange. If you can imagine here, the way that boards work, if any of you have been in a board meeting, you'll have like your typical individual bring forward an idea. Oops. And so we might have something like, how are we going to harness the power of AI in our business, which is great. And the reason why we have these kind of board meetings in theory, right? In theory is because every one of these people gives you a perspective that no one person really has. So if you kind of take a look at this, we have a situation where you've got marketing officers, information officers, CFOs, right? Operating officers, compliance officers, that sort of thing. In addition to the CEO, that is really trying to come to a conclusion on this particular item, which is how can we harness the power of AI in our business? In an AI context, a lot of times what you see is if you have an organization who has finally decided they're going to move forward on AI, and they, let's say they don't outsource, but they actually hire a data scientist. Data scientist comes in, starts building a model. There is this appetite for maybe the random forest, like we've been talking about, which is kind of a blended model in itself because it has lots of underlying weak learner models. But the concept that I really want to push for here is that what if there were, I don't know, 3 different models that were built from the data scientists? Maybe you had a logistic regression, maybe you have XGBoost, maybe you have some sort of support vector model. If you could take those and kind of consider those as maybe the CFO, the CEO, the COO, and basically have them all focused on the same target, you know, whatever we're predicting. We used automotive data earlier, so we're trying to predict maybe the likelihood of something to sell in 30 days. Have them all focus on that singular question, give their point of view. There's lots of ways to kind of blend that those predictions, to give a superior model to any one of those 3. And that's really what a board does too, an executive board, right? It's not just the CEO is leading the company, but the idea is better together. We're going to be able to come up with some sort of intelligent understanding about what it is we're going after when all of us weigh in. And a lot of data scientists, I don't say a lot of data scientists, many times data scientists don't go that extra step to do some sort of blending approach. This is something that can be automated, should be automated to a large degree. And I'll never forget, here locally, there was somebody in healthcare I was sitting at a dinner with. We were at a talk, and prominent individual basically said, you know, hey, do you ensemble, which is this concept of blending models? I said, yes, I do. And he said, wow, I just can't imagine spending the time to try and get that for any kind of additional lift. It takes a lot of time, it's complicated, and it can be as complicated as you want it to be. But certainly that individual was leaving a lot of, in my opinion, value on the table. It's not just about predictive performance, right? So if somebody's getting 90% accuracy, they go to 92%. It's also about kind of a stability aspect, making the model a bit more stable, which gives it a longer lifespan, so you don't have to retrain as often potentially. But again, the concept here is just to make sure organizations understand that, you know, it's important to have these kinds of blended models versus just, again, traditional machine learning models.